This episode, we talk about frugal versus cheap, high interest debt, and prioritizing your giving.
This is the Living Young and Free Show, giving the 25 and under crowd tips, tricks, and hacks to get the most out of your money.
Hi, I'm Cheryl, and welcome to episode 43. First up, we have Darryl, who's going to talk about the difference between being frugal and cheap.
Thanks, Cheryl. Today I'm going to share with you guys the difference between the words frugal and cheap. Then, if your mind isn't blown at that point, I'm going to tell you which of these you should avoid. Frugal. This is when someone tries to avoid spending money wherever possible, but up to a limit. Oh boy. Clipping coupons makes me feel so relaxed. Saves me so much money on food. Cheap. This is when someone seems to be allergic to spending money, even in very small amounts. They'll go to great lengths to avoid spending money or to get a deal, even when it defies logic. Hey, what do you guys have for dinner? Oh boy, it smells good in here. You know what? I'll wait at the table. I'll just wait at the table. I'll be at the table. Being frugal is a great trait and something to be admired, but being cheap can get annoying and can actually cost you more money in the end. To ensure that your cost-saving decisions are more frugal than cheap, consider these factors. The cost of your time. Saving 2 cents per gallon on gas is great, but if you had to drive around for an extra 15 minutes in order to do so, saving 30 cents just cost you those 15 minutes plus the gas it took you to get to the station with the deal. This means that you're valuing your time at $1.20 an hour. So the next time you're using a ton of time and energy in order to save a few cents, do the math, because it might end up costing you more than it saved you. The impact on others. Your cost-saving technique should not come at the expense of others. Technically, you could save hundreds by not having a vehicle. The cost of gas, insurance, and maintenance really add up. But if your alternative mode of transportation is bumming rides off your family and friends, you'll be inconveniencing those closest to you on a regular basis, which not only costs them time and money, but will likely eventually hurt the relationship. Oh boy, can't wait to go to Target. I'm gonna get so many bars of soap. Oh boy, can't wait to go to Walmart. I'm gonna get so many rubber duckies. Oh boy, can't wait to go to Forever 21. I'm gonna get so many new dresses. Wait, we're still going, right? But if your technique for cutting costs depends on the generosity of others, you're headed from frugal to cheap, a road no one should ever want to go down. For more tips on how you can stay frugal instead of cheap, check out GetRichSlowly.org. Back to you, Cheryl.
Thanks, Darryl. Ooh, Forever 21, that's where I get my dresses. Next up, we have Alex, who's going to cover why you should avoid high interest debt and how to get out of it if you have it.
Thanks, Cheryl. Alex Oliver here with Young and Free Tennessee. Well, today we're going to talk about a topic that's not very fun, which is how to eliminate or avoid high interest debt. Alright, so according to Trent and theSimpleDollar.com, I've got a few key tips that'll keep you away from high interest debt. Now, I know that debt is actually a realistic thing because we actually need to acquire some debt in order to build some credit. The biggest thing is that we remember that if we do buy things on credit, that we're paying it off at the end of each month. The first bad thing about high interest debt is that it's money that you will never see again. So if you're paying fees or any other type of high interest on a credit card, you're never going to see that money again. And that could be better applied somewhere else have you just purchased in cash in the first place. In addition, you're also going to lose freedom and the ability to possibly pull out a loan due to previous debt commitments. And so that's a really bad thing that you want to avoid. Next up, and we've already touched on this before, but is fees. There are so many fees associated with high interest debt. Those fees include late payment fees, over-limit fees, annual fees, ATM fees, cash advance fees, and countless other fees that will drain your money. Next up, a required debt payment each month, especially a high interest debt payment every month, is going to reduce your freedom. So that $100 towards that $5,000 purchase that you just made could be applied to a car, to start a business, to buy a camera, to do anything that you want to do is actually going to be lost now because you're trying to pay off that high interest debt. Alright, so you found yourself in debt, that sucks, but there is a solution and a way to get out. Make a big list of all the debts that you currently owe and figure out if you can lower those interest rates on those big debts. Call the credit card companies. A lot of times they're more lenient than you may think. So give them the big puppy dog eyes and see if they'll give you a lower interest rate, because that's going to help you out in the long run. Well, in conclusion, I'm going to end this with a line that Trent from thesimpledollar.com gave me, which is, stop trying to swing your credit card like a toddler with an axe. As always, Alex Oliver signing out with the Living Young and Free Show. Back to you, Cheryl.
Thanks, Alex. That was some great information. Last up, we have Lee, who's going to talk about how you can still give back on a limited budget.
Thanks, Cheryl. You know what? Us spokesers, we love to talk about saving money. We love to talk about where we should spend it, how we should invest it. But there's one thing that we can't forget to do with our money, and that's give it back. This morning I'm standing here in front of beautiful Florence, Alabama, where I call home, right in the heart of the state that was recently terribly devastated by a series of tornadoes on April 27th. We still have a long way to go before the state is fully recovered from these tornadoes, but it's really got me thinking about how I give back to my community and how I can contribute. We're just going to talk about some little ways that you can give back every day no matter where you live. And we're going to show you some big ways that you can use your creativity, your talents, and most importantly, your time to give back to your community the best way you can. These are things that anyone can do no matter what their budget is, as long as they're willing to take the time to do it.
One thing just about anybody can do is pay for the person behind them at a drive-thru window. It will make somebody's day. Another easy way to give back is dropping off your clothes at a Goodwill. Just remember to load in the back. Another easy way for someone to give back to their community, keep an extra $20 in your pocket just in case somebody might need it. Now, it may not be a great idea just to give them the $20, but use it to buy something that that person needs. You just may change their life. To learn more of these simple ways that you can give back, go to thesimpledollar.com and read an article called Giving Without Strings or Regrets.
Right here in the Shoals, there's a few people who I want to talk with about some ways that they impacted this state after the devastating tornadoes.
My name is Maggie Chrysler. I designed a t-shirt that says Sweet Home on it and has the date that the storms hit, and I've been selling it on my website. I think I've sold a little over 3,000 at this point. I'm estimating that I'll be able to donate somewhere around $24,000 to $25,000 to tornado relief. I'm just glad that it got such a good response that it will be able to help.
I'm Kristen Maxwell. I'm the marketing director at Lister Hill Credit Union. We started Rebuild Alabama to raise money for the Red Cross of Northwest Alabama. Through that, we raised over $25,000, and the credit union matched that. So it meant we gave a check for over $50,000 to the Red Cross.
Whether it's $5 at a drive-thru, a sandwich to somebody who might need it, or an entire weekend of your life taken just to help someone rebuild their city, everyone can make a difference, and it's important to do so. Back to you, Cheryl.
Thanks, Lee. Those are some great tips. There's more ways to give back than just with your money. And that's our show. If you have any feedback or ideas for upcoming episodes, feel free to comment below or email me at livingyoungandfree@gmail.com. And be sure to join us next time for more great tips, tricks, and hacks on how to make the most of your money.
Young and Free is a credit union movement that gives young people a voice, a head start, and useful information.